you want to give us your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough fight. I mean, we battled the whole time back and forth. I think we got down early, so coming back through that and just making plays when they mattered, I think that was what we did, and it was a great win. So, yeah.
You played 38 minutes and 40 seconds today. We're 7 of 15 from the field. What went well for you?
Yeah, I think just energy, starting it on defense. I think, without one of our top scorers today, I think we had to have extra from every person on the bench. So just giving the extra push that I could really helped. So, yeah.
No Meredith today. Talia gets pushed into the starting lineup and has a fantastic game. What did you see from her?
Yeah, she did great. I mean, she is a sniper, so, when she's open, you just always think it's going in. So she just shot and did what she always does, so it was really good.
And what does it say about the team's ability to win this one without Meredith?
Yeah, I think it just shows that we have a lot of grit and toughness. It's difficult, like, at one-day prep after, like, knowing she's not going to be playing. So just coming from that and coming into this game and fighting through a lot of tough things was really good.
And then 46 total fouls called today.
Oh,
How'd you adjust your play on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, people were in foul trouble and sitting on the bench, so people stepping up when there was foul trouble and just hitting our free throws. We shot 80% from the free throw line, so that was great. So.
Y'all were in a deficit in the first quarter. What adjustments did y'all have to make to come back out on top?
Yeah, I think we just had to lock into the scout. I mean, we let number 0, their shooter, get 2 threes, so knowing not to let her get another 3 and then also just starting it on defense and turning that into offense.
You said this after the Charlton game that statistically it might not have been a pretty win. Kind of same thing with this game. What does that say about y'all's grit and just y'all's culture overall?
Yeah, I mean, defense wins it. Again, we gave up. How many points did we give up? Less than 60, which has been a trend. When we do that, we are winning. So starting on the defensive end and making sure that we hold them to the least amount of points. So, yeah.
And you matched your season high. How do you continue to stay hot throughout the season?
Yeah, I think just coming in every day and working hard. I mean, trusting my teammates within the offense and through our defense, getting open shots and knowing that my teammates are going to get me the ball when I'm open and when I have the hot hand. So just keeping that. Yeah.
Whenever y'all come out of huddle or break out of a meet, I know you say team first wins. How does a win like this kind of embody that mantra?
Oh, just so much. I mean, we seriously used every single person today. I mean, the bench was cheering loud the whole game. Everyone on the floor was giving it their all the whole time. So it really is a team effort every day, every practice, and we really embodied that.
Your 2 free throws in the final seconds to, I think, go ahead and ultimately get the win. What's going through your head in a moment like that, and are you able to kind of block out that outside noise?
Yeah, I think having hit 4-4 before that, I was kind of like, it's just the same thing. So I was really confident stepping up and knew that I was going to knock him down.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Talia, you just want to give us your thoughts on the game?
It was a tough game. It was pretty scrappy, but, we've never backed down from these challenges. I mean, we faced so many games like this, so I knew we were capable to come out on top.
You got your second start of the season. You've now scored 17 points and 16 points when you start. What does it say about your ability to be ready?
Just being able to step up, knowing my coaches and my teammates trust me, just going out there even though one of our star players go down, somebody got to step up off the bench, so yeah.
And obviously not quite the inside presence as usual with no Meredith. What does it say about the team's ability to adjust the game and still go find a win?
It just shows that we can score anyway, besides having the paint. We have a lot of shooters on our team. Everybody can score in the paint, outside of the paint, so it just shows we can win either way.
And then Erin matching her season high with 21. What did you see from her?
She just works hard every day, as she said. She has a lot of grit. She's a very competitor player, and I know she never backs down from a challenge, so I'm not surprised that she went off this game.
Does anything with your mindset change when you're coming off the bench versus starting?
Not really. You just got to go in there, and it's the same mindset every game. You got to step up no matter what.
And then she mentioned number 0 for them, hit 2 threes pretty quick, but then did not hit another shot all game. What does that say about your defensive adjustment?
It just shows that we follow the game plan. Obviously, we didn't follow it to begin with. She shot 2 threes, but going into the huddle, knowing, trusting our coach's game plan, knowing that we could stop her.
And y'all have a deep bench. I mean, you talked about next man up mentality. Seems like you really embody that. How do you prepare for that pregame?
You just gotta stay focused. I mean, going into pregame, our coaches always say, like, everybody gotta be ready. You gotta be ready when you're on the bench because you never know what's gonna happen. Like, Mare goes down, somebody on the bench has to step up. It doesn't matter, like, even if somebody's in foul trouble, like Payne was in foul trouble, one of our freshman guards had to step up. So it's good to see them know that they're always ready.
And it seems like you specifically are kind of put in high-pressure situations. How do you balance that focus with the pressure?
I mean, we get into those situations in practice. I'm pretty sure we're always competitive and it gets like that. But just to stay calm and stay poised, no matter what shot we get, it's going to be a good shot.
And then just how are you able to get yourself so open today and just make those tough shots?
Just getting my teammates open first and then having to move with them. Like, every drive we took, I knew I was going to be open on the follow because they were trapping, everybody was going in. Just getting my teammates open first, getting them the ball, knowing it was going to come back to me either way. Yeah.
Your final bucket, I think it's a mid-range jumper where, like, you're falling while shooting. What's going through your head in that moment, and was that kind of, like, improvising a little bit, or was that by design?
It was just, I had to get the ball up. I heard the clock going down, but I just had to stay calm, collective, know that even though I was honestly going to shoot the 3, but I was like, I need to get a better shot. So just having to stay calm, poised, and knowing that it was going to come off with a better shot without taking the 3.
I think you made that and the three-pointer before that. Do you think kind of going into crunch time in that big moment, does that kind of bring the best out of you, or do you try to stay level-headed?
Just trying to stay level-headed, knowing if I get the ball, just know every shot I take is going to go in. I know my teammates trust me, my coaches trust me when I get the ball, just to stay calm, collective.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready when you are.
All right, you want to give us your thoughts on the game?
Team first wins. Team first wins. It took everybody. I mean, there were a lot of big plays today. I don't know that any were any bigger than Amy Flippin's, offensive foul that she drew. I mean, just players came in off the bench ready to go. Gosh, I know Erin Woodson was worn out, but we needed her to be out there. She was doing some really good things offensively. They were aware of her, and because of them over-helping, she was finding other people. And then, she's tough as nails, being crafty, scoring in the paint. Proud of Tolly, like I'll mention, it was her second start, and she made some pretty heroic plays for us. I don't know, who else would be just as calm as she was, taking those last couple of shots at the end of shot clocks that went in, which was huge. Emma Troxel played Meredith's position all day. She was very uncomfortable with it, but she takes 2 charges and then immediately draws another foul at our end. I mean, just everybody stepped up and made really big heroic plays. We had good minutes from Jordan Coleman. Her free throw was huge. Just really significant playing time from people coming off the bench and people playing out of position. We had really a one-day prep to get ready for a team that does so many different things on offense. They change their defense so often. We had a one-day prep without our leading rebounder and our second leading scorer. And so I'm just so proud of our team for being courageous and just being confident, and kind of to piggyback on what Erin and Tolly were saying, just the energy, the junkyard dog attitudes that we had today were what put us over the top and helped us finish the game.
You talked about Erin being pretty worn out. I mean, she played all but, a minute and a half. She only fouled one time. Didn't get tired and sloppy. What did you see from her defensively?
Yeah, Erin is super smart. She has a good basketball IQ. She's been making a lot of plays for us, and I was just really proud of her to be able to knock some shots down. And again, she's so crafty, getting open in the paint. She gets open on backdoor cuts, and just proud of her physicality today. She didn't back down from anybody. Just growing as a leader in our program, and just someone that we can count on to make really good decisions with the basketball.
How did you see the team's mindset when they saw how the fouls were being called?
I don't think we're very physical. We really don't want to foul, and we were getting kind of some crazy calls there, and they did too. And I think in a situation like that, we just kept talking about, just hold your own, get to the free throw line, knock your free throws down, and don't worry about fouls at the other end or whatever. You're going to get fouled, knock your free throws down, make them pay if you get fouled. And so I just thought they held their composure with that.
Yeah. And then just 7 of 27 from range today. How do you want to see that improve?
Well, we needed every one of those, so I'm proud of all 7. Don't care about the misses, proud of all 7.
Seemed like there was times where UTA's defense kind of forced y'all to make some uncomfortable passes or shots. How did that affect your offensive plan, or is that something you were prepared for from the get-go?
We honestly, we just walked through practice yesterday. We didn't do anything full speed, and we can't emulate their athleticism and their speed anyway. And so, we just had to counter that, by being strong with the ball, meeting passes, don't dribble into traps, pick the ball up. They've got a really good special group of defensive players on their team, and so it was a high turnover game for both teams. And so it got a little bit messy. Lots of fouls, lots of turnovers. Not the most fun game to watch, but I was proud of our players. Just, in that situation, like silly turnovers or not reading the defense well, you just have to move on to the next play. And just the composure that we showed tonight was impressive.
Then obviously Meredith can't impact scoring-wise, but off the bench, or on the bench, how does she lead your team when she can't?
Meredith has this great spirit of hospitality, and she loves everybody, and she's constantly giving us all little notes, and she bakes cookies for us. She brings us, I don't want the cookies, I just want the cookie dough. She brings me a Ziploc of cookie dough. She is pouring into her teammates and coaching staff all the time, and that will not change. She will continue blessing her teammates, blessing our staff, just her servant's heart. And it allows her to see things from a different perspective, being on the sideline, really coaching up her position group. And I think she'll do a great job of that. She was the first one to shoot around this morning at 8 a.m. and she just bebopped in, had the biggest smile on her face, the best attitude. Some people would have made this day all about them. Oh, woe is me, I don't get to play. And that was not what Meredith did. We would have been shocked, like, who are you, if she had that attitude. She just came in and coached her teammates up and encouraged them, and never made it this about her.
And same thing I asked Erin, another gritty win. What does that just say about the culture of your team?
Grit is one of our core values, and we try to exude that every day. That if you ask them, that's probably the thing they get corrected about the most harshly in practice, is if they don't show grit and toughness. You can control that. We all get to choose that. You don't get to choose what happens to you all the time, but you get to choose whether you're going to be gritty or tough. You get to choose that response, and that should be deep down in their hearts and souls by this point, that we're going to choose to be gritty.
Last one, Brianna Davis she was really vocal today, honestly, on the court. How do you really count on her in high-pressure situations?
Man, how huge was she when she came in the game? She immediately gets fouled, 2 free throws, and then she drives in, she hits a layup. Just huge minutes for her and serious foul trouble. And she's talking. She's trying to keep her team in line out there. Just really proud of how she's handled the role of being the starting point guard. It's hardest position on the court, the starting point guard. It's like being the starting quarterback, and she has really learned how to handle that. She gets corrected in practice more than anybody else because she has to make so many decisions, and she is the first one to say, yes, ma'am, and, just try to make sure that she's being the best version of herself.
I know we've talked about this one as a team effort, but when it comes to the loss of Meredith and her intangibles and leadership and whatnot, who did you see kind of step up in her absence?
Natalia, it was big time. I just thought the minutes that Jordan, Emma Doherty, Amy Flippin got, they just came in, they gave us their best. And we talked a long time yesterday about no one is replacing Meredith. You just have to come in and give us your best. You can't come in and be average. And average, mediocre, nauseating. We want you to strive to be your best. And if you're not best one play, then you get to move on to the next play. And I just really felt like that whole position group understood the assignment. We've all got to do a little bit extra, get one more rebound, score one more point, just talk a little bit louder on defense. And I felt like they were really trying to do that for our team today.
Is that something?
Can you talk about your perimeter defense in particular? 7 steals out of your guards, 26 points off turnovers. That's really kind of the difference in the game, is what they were able to do.
Yeah.
So you talk about their athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of heaps of praise on that group.
Yeah, the point that we pick up the ball is so important. We've got to have constant ball pressure so people don't pick us apart with passes. Everyone has to be alert, playing up the floor. And our guards are doing a great job of like reading eyes. If you got pressure on the ball, they're probably going to pass to the person they're staring at. And I thought that our guards did a great job of running through passes and just being ready for that. You got to stay in a stance, and you have to be alert to ball and your girl, the entire possession. And it's a hard role. It's a hard challenge to ask them, but they have fun scoring in primary break. We scored 26 points off 26 turnovers today. I mean, that was huge for our team to be able to do that.
Is it something you can take pride in to where you have your newcomers like Emma, Molly, and Jordan, like you said, step up in those big moments and deliver? How do you take pride in that, knowing that they can come off the bench with not as much experience as everyone else and still deliver in those moments?
Yeah, my expectations for them are super high, and it is hard to join a D1 program. You've got established players who know what to do, and all the new people are trying to catch up and learn everything. And, they just come to work every day in practice, and they take correction well. They're trying to do what we're asking them to do. And then you see them carry things over into the game. Like we had some just big time isolated possessions today with some of those newer players. And, I think they just were fighting hard. I talked about this with them yesterday and then again this morning. Like, the way we honor Meredith not being in this game is just give your very best effort. And so I think when players came off the bench, they're just trying to be the best version of themselves.
And then finally, with as much pride as y'all taking the charge ball and whatnot, how big were, I think, the 2 charges taken by Emma, and then the one by Amy flipping there down the stretch to kind of tip the scales in y'all's favor?
Yeah, I mean, those are huge in the course of the game. Just a huge momentum swing. The offense generally doesn't read the defense well for that to happen, and the defense has to be, in the correct spot, and it is something that we work on. So those are they were huge. They were huge, and they were down the stretch, both of Emma's, and then, like I mentioned, Amy's 1 minute was huge.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.